What's going on, everyone? I just wanted to make a really quick video because I decided to set up a little pistol shrimp goby sort of biotope aquarium. It's going to sit on my desk here where I work in the day. And so I wanted something really interesting that I could take a look at, and obviously not anything too big because this aquarium's only about 15 litres or so. Something very easy and low maintenance, so I don't really want any coral here, I don't think, but let's see. Might add some macroalgae or maybe like feather dusters, something interesting like that. But really the idea is to try and replicate the kind of natural habitat of these pistol shrimp and goby pairs. So it's lots of sand, relatively deep sand bed, live rock, or in this case dry rock. I'm going to add obviously a little heater, and I've got an Inkbird controller that I'll connect that to. I use a little USB pump to push the water around, but I don't want any high flow really, because actually when I've tried to keep these kind of shrimp before, the kind of ones which I want to go for are very delicate, and I found that when I've tried to keep them in the past, I've tried to keep them a few times, they've ended up getting sucked into power heads, or they've jumped out of the tank. And so what's really important is I've made a really tight fitting lid for this tank. There's no gaps that it can get out of. Likewise, just using like an old fluval plant light is a gap here, which is for feeding, and I'm going to put a little piece of polycarbonate over that. But yeah, they shouldn't be able to get out of this. I had this sand left over from another build. I think it's Carib Sea Fiji pink sand. This is some dead live rock, but I just had lying around in the garage. This isn't really the final scape, I just threw this together, although I actually really like this, so I'm going to try and keep it. I've ordered some like calcium reactor media to add to the sand to make it sort of coarser, and I'm gonna try and cycle it using Aquaforest Life Source, which hasn't come yet. When I say cycle it, I mean add in biodiversity. So using that Aquaforest Life Source to add biodiversity, as BRS showed that was quite a good method to quickly build up the microbiome of the tank without having to actually use live rock. And I was originally going to use live rock for this tank, but I decided against it because I really want to avoid having things like aptasia and stuff when I'm not going to be able to obviously add something like a copper band, or don't really want something like a peppermint shrimp in this tank. Yeah, I think it would look really cool with just, really nice niche focused little aquarium where the fish and the shrimp are really the focal point. Follow along if you want to see how it goes.